Michael Nagy here with Jiggy Jag TV and DiscoveringBands.com. And for everyone watching, if you could share my channel and this video and help support the awesome bands that feature. And today I'm here with Scream at the Sky. How you doing today?
What's up, dudes?
It's good to have you. Now, you want to start off and tell us how the band started? Give us some history.
Well, the band started when I started in 2018. I was looking to continue my music career as a musician on what I've been doing, because I've been a bass player for some cool bands through the years. One being a band called Dead Horse Trauma from Des Moines, Iowa. I was the bass player for that band, and so they kind of slowed down, took a little break, and I as a person didn't want to slow down. I also wanted to create something from my mind. Something that I've been trying to do for a long time. So I started Scream at the Sky, and it's the first time that I ever frontmanned a band or had sang for a band. I've always done some backups and stuff like that, but I was like, well, cool. Let's try it as a singer. So I started Scream at the Sky, and then I play guitar and frontman Scream at the Sky. And I played my first show in February of 2020 of this year as a band, and here we are now.
Awesome. That's funny that you mentioned Dead Horse Trauma, because they're the first band I actually did photos for years back out in Salina, Kansas. So
yeah, I've played Salina many a times. I've been their bass player now for about six and a half years, something like that. 5.5 years, something like
that. Same show then. That's pretty cool.
Sure. For sure, man.
Cool.
Yeah.
So now tell us about the EP and the new single you just released, Save Yourself.
So I released that EP on February when we played our first show of this year here in our hometown in Houston. And I released the EP, a 6-song EP. I wrote most of the music for the album. I had some collabs with some people with some bands called Era 9, a chick named Lori Normandin. She's one of their singers. And then I enlisted, some of my good friends, Jeff Hoover and David Pinkerton, to play drums on the album, stuff like that. And then my producer was James Gilbert. He was a guitar player for a band called Hemlock for a really long time. And me and James went on a tour with Head PE, and James was a tech and I was the driver. And he's like, hey, well, I can record your album. And I was like, oh yeah? So let's do that. Like I'm serious. And then he charged me I went to Lubbock, Texas, and James had this super rad, sick studio, dude, right by the Abilene College over there. The Lubbock College. And I was like, well, cool, dude. And we recorded the album. And then here we are a couple months later, and I released the video, Save Yourself. It's a song about drug addiction and fighting that. It's basically about a song that, like, between your mind and your subconscious, like the first half of it's telling you can't be saved, that it's the end of the world, you're done. And then on the second half of the song, it's you yourself fighting back, saying, hey, I can fight this, I can defeat this, I'm the person that can change this. And that's basically what the song's about, being two people in your place and fighting the addiction in that.
Yeah, it's an awesome video. I like it. It's a good song video.
Yeah. My friend Eric Gustafson, he's also he has a couple bands he plays for, Adoration Destroy, and he's also in a band called Grindle. He's the guitar for a band called Grindle, and he runs his own video company out of Austin, Texas. He travels a lot too, and I met him on a tour when he was playing with Grindle, and he's like, hey, let's make a video. And that's how I made my very first video, which was an acoustic video that we released 1 year ago exactly. On Halloween. It was my very first video that we ever did with Scream at the Sky.
Cool. And speaking of, do you think you'll do more acoustic songs down the road?
Oh, for sure. Everything that I write as a musician, I pretty much write on acoustic. I bought a baritone acoustic that I carry around on an iPad and I track all the time. And then if I can play it on an acoustic and I can sing it, I just naturally translate it over and play it in the studio and scream it or sing it or whatever, however it comes out. But pretty much the same for me. I just play the shit out of a guitar,
Yeah. Now, are you going to be releasing a full-length LP down the road?
Oh yeah. I currently have the album almost written completely. We're doing some final stuff, working on it, and editing drum stuff and stuff like that. And then I'm gonna me and James Gilbert were just talking just the other day about hitting the studio pretty soon and maybe getting the drums tracked for it so we can start finishing up tracking that thing and get it out. I definitely would next year. I definitely plan on releasing a full length or a whole bunch of singles all the way up to the release of full length. But I do intend on releasing a full length very soon.
Awesome. And are you going to continue the same style of mixing both the screams and the clean vocals together?
Yeah, for sure, man. I do a little everything. I don't put limitations on anything that I write. We can hang with the heaviest of the heavy bands, but we also consider ourselves pretty much a hard rock band because we do all kinds of stuff. We do hip hop, we do techno, we do rock. I do a little bit everything. Whatever comes out, I write. I like the electronic side of things and stuff. But I've always been a metalhead my whole life, but I don't want to scream for the rest of my life. So I do a little singing. I don't know. It all comes out. It just feels natural to me doing a little bit of all of it,
Yeah. I like that style. So that's cool.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you.
Yeah. Do you think you'll release another single off the EP before the next record? Or?
Yes, for sure. Definitely. We're working on for the first EP that we did there. We're working on 2 new music videos. We're actually shooting a new one Friday for either the song World of Hate or Hear Me Out. I'm not sure on which one, but we're going to do one of them 2 on Friday. And then I'm already talking about doing another single for the new EP or the new album that we're going to be doing. We'll be dropping some new singles January, February, March. We're going to try to just slam.
And the new album, can you go into any details on some of the themes and about it?
I haven't really thought about a theme. I never really think about themes and stuff. I just kind of write what comes out. How the stuff goes. I'm real I like legalization of marijuana. So I write songs about smoking weed sometimes, I write about real life stuff, stuff that's happened to me or situations that were, that come up or stuff like that. So it could really be a number of anything. Some of the new stuff we already play on our new EP. I mean, we play live that will be tracked for the new EP. And so we already get some really great crowd responses from some of the songs that were written. Like, hey, I want to hear that song right there, or I hear that, or I want to hear that song that did that. And it gives me some, good hope to have some really good material on the new EP.
Awesome. And I want to ask, how did you come up with the name Scream at the Sky?
Scream at the Sky. Well, we were just sitting in a jam room one day and we were just kind of hanging out, and people could ask me, what are you going to call your band? What are you going to call your project? And I was like, I don't know. I never thought about that. I started writing lots of music. And then I was like sitting there and then all of a sudden somebody, Dave or one of my buddies was sitting right there and he said, you should name it Scream at the Sky. And I was like, that's pretty rad. And then, I looked it up and I had not seen any bands about it. And so I trademarked the name. And then it kind of has a meaning to us now that it says, like, even on your worst day, that you can look at the sky and scream and you always feel a little bit better. So we always say, look at the sky and scream, scream at the sky. So that's one of the meanings we kind of have for it.
Cool. Yeah, it's awesome that it has meaning behind it. So that's awesome.
Yeah, man, we try to do everything. I write about a lot of positive stuff, positive meaning, positive lyrics. Like I said, real life stuff. Basically letting people know that they're not alone in their journeys and the battles that they face in this life. Because there's thousands of people. I've met thousands of them. Some of them are my best friends now that fight battles every day.
Speaking of, with everything going on in the world right now, must be inspiring a lot more writing then, right?
Well, I always write. I mean, I never stopped writing. Like every day I write. We've been kind of, honestly, we've been blessed a little bit to be able to hit the road. We've already been on 3 tours this year. As a brand new band, we've done a Midwest tour. We've been out on a couple runs out to Salt Lake City area. We've hit the Midwest 2 or 3 times already this year, and looking to hit back towards the end of end of November back out there. Touring it's still been happening. It's been a weird situation. Some shows are last minute kind of things, and stuff like that. I'm learning, kind of learning the world of how it's going. It's 1 minute at a time. Some shows are super restricted where they're out and sitting at tables and they have to wear masks 6 foot apart. Some are just free for all, rock and roll, but we're kind of blessed that we're able to still tour and do what we're doing right now.
That's amazing that you're able to make that happen, because most bands I've talked to haven't been able to tour. So that's pretty incredible that you've been able to pull that off.
Yeah, man, it's been pretty cool. Like I said, brand new band. We played our first show in 2020, February of 2020. And then here we are in November. We've been on a couple national tours, and we've been out with, quite a few cool bands. We just went out with our friends in Heartsick. They were super rad. We've done a small run with Flaw. We've done a small run with Eli Darkstra. We've been kind of like we're complete do-it-yourself band. So I do all my own booking, and everything we do is done in-house. We print all our own merchandise, everything we do. So I don't know. I guess it's just about how bad you really want it. Some of the bigger bands, they just can't tour right now. It's just the media or people would eat them alive, and it's just not worth them because they can't make no money because of a lot of states closed and stuff. It's really, there's lots of circumstances why bands can't tour right now and why bands can.
Yeah. And speaking of merchandise, I see you got the official shirt on there.
Yeah, man, this is one we just printed, homie. We just did a pre-order this for the whole month of October, and did hella good. And I had shirts go to Brazil, and I had a couple shirts go to Germany, and worldwide, kind of cool stuff. And then, but you can get these shirts at any of our merch booths now. I do ship shirts. We do ship. I do all my own shipping and stuff like that. But we do encourage people when shows come to come see us at a show at a merch booth anytime.
Cool. And you said you're going to be going out on tour this month, right? November, you said?
Yeah, we're going to. I can't officially say where, but we're going to be in the Midwest again, supposedly, towards the end of November, beginning of December. Nothing's set in stone, but we're trying to shoot to get out there and get that. But we do have a hometown banger here in Houston on November 28th at BFE Rock Club. It's our hometown club. We play there. And then we'll see what happens for the rest of the year. But we're planning a big tour for February and March area with our friends Andrew Boss out there. So we're planning on doing a full U.S. tour for that, So we plan on, if the world lets us and circumstances are right, I plan on taking, I want to do 200 dates in all drivable states with Scream at the Sky next year, for sure.
That'll definitely pick up momentum, definitely get the name out.
I hope so, man. We're shooting for a big year. We're shooting to try as hard as we can, take it one step at a time, and that's all we can do.
Like your song, Save Yourself, you would never know you guys were just starting off listening to that song and watching that video. So
yeah, man, we get that comment quite a bit, actually. The people are like, hey, man, you've been y'all have been together 10 years, huh? We're like, nah, man, we're just getting started. And then a lot of them kind of laugh when I tell them it's my first time I ever sang for a band, and then they're all just kind of like, nah, man. I was like, nah, man, I'm serious. I'm not even joking. I just gave it a shot, and here we are.
Cool. Now, if people want to find your music online, look you up on social media, how do they do that?
Man, you can look us up on all the Facebooks, Instagrams, Reverb Nation, CD Baby, Spotify, Pandora, all of them. Just look up Scream at the Sky. Google Scream at the Sky, YouTube Scream at the Sky. We have screamathesky.org. You can look us up on our website for our dates, bands in town. You name it. Scream at the Sky's there. You can look us up in all of them.
All over the social media then.
That's right. All the books.
Awesome. Well, it was good having you and talking with you, and everyone look them up.
Yeah. Scream at the Sky.